Welcome folks to the Roadster Rumble tonight, live from Donington Park as we head down for what will be qualifying into a 3-race format tonight. The MX-5's out on the track, putting some times down. We'll have a look shortly at those times. Jack Boyd, as he usually does, leading the times and doing an incredible job doing just that. I'm Luke, this is Race Stars TV. Welcome aboard tonight. Let's get down to some times on track now and have a look at some cars, see what they look like. Most of them are already done. In fact, Hobbo's still out on the racetrack. We'll pick him up right now, going through his second and final lap of qualifying. 2 laps is all they get around this Donington circuit. At the moment, he is P2, Caleb Patterson P3, Andrew Dutch rounds out your 4, and Scott Baker the top 5. Well, it's an undulating circuit, this one. It's a quick one. We're using the Cup circuit, so the shorter racetrack, not the full GP circuit tonight. Should make for some exciting racing over the course of 3 sprint races tonight. We'll be rolling starts from what I've read, so we'll be back to the rolling start ways. That should be fun as well. Hope you're doing well. Anyone who was watching the Queen's funeral, what a great, well, memorable night this will be for those that are sitting back watching that. Those that are here for the Roadster Rumble, well, let's get into some racing. So round 7 of the Roadster Rumble, thanks to Simworx Race Simulators. Massive thanks to them for being on board and supporting this group, as well as all the other sponsors that you see. Top right hand side of your screen, flicking across. Here is the race info for tonight. Got the right info up this time. And as you can see, we're in England. Castle Donington is the city. And tonight's a 1.96 mile circuit, 21 degrees the temperature out there. Let's have a quick look at the overall weather for tonight's race. 20 degrees ambient, 21 track, partly cloudy, and the time locked at 7:37 in the morning here. So There you go. We're about to go down to race number 1. Just 2 cars, in fact, out on the racetrack. We've actually just had Ben Ferguson come out as well. He has not set a lap time. He's on his 2nd lap. And John Thorne as well. 28 cars have set a lap time. There's about 6 or so that have not. So they're going to struggle to get themselves up the pointy end of the grid, as I think we're almost out of time. So you can see 9 minutes now. It's a hard cut at the 10-minute mark. Then we go racing for this round 7 of the Roadster Rumble. So qualifying has finished. Let's have a quick look at the results for qualifying and how they will start up tonight. Jack Boyd on top of the pole position for Group A there, with Brenton Hobson alongside. Caleb Patterson started out of 3rd and Andrew Dutch in 4th place. Brad Wooten qualifies first in 9th there for the B class, and Moz will start out of 11th outright, but will start 2nd in class. So good job. Let's take you through that grid for race number 1 as they start to grid up. There it is. Boyd and Hobson, Patterson and Dutch off the 2nd row. Baker and Coleman round out your top 6, and it's Boyd, Joel Smith, Wooten and Logan. Great qualifying for Keith there in 10th place. Moroz will start over 11th with Seegi your top 12. 13th on the grid, Wayne Losh will start alongside Gordon. Canto and Harrison will be there as well, with Greg Holmes, our series organiser, out of 17th tonight. We're just going to turn down race control for a second here whilst we're running through the grid. Darren Linus out of 18th, Mark Foster out of 19th with Connors in 20th place. And it's Graham Ellis down there in 21st, Kyle Ridley 22nd out of place for a Class A driver. Paradiso down in 23rd and Gogol down in 24th. 25th on the grid tonight, Kennedy with Roberts alongside him. Rodkin and Thomas rounds out the 14th row of the grid. Ferguson and Martindale top 30. And it's Henry Fenton, another car way out of position, down in 31st. John Thorne starts in 32nd, and Jamie Walker off the back of the grid tonight for this rolling start in the Roadster Rumble, round number 7. Fair bit going on Race Stars TV. Tomorrow night we kick off a brand new season of F3A. Make sure you tune in for that. And it will be season number 11, I think, for F3A. And then we have the improved production also hitting back here on Race Stars TV on Wednesday night. So a lot to look forward to, a lot to see. And hopefully you can stay in touch. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. And get involved in the chat tonight. I'll try and catch up with everyone shortly and say g'day. But let's get underway now with a roll around. Get rid of that music. We'll crank up the sound of these MX-5 Roadsters. 2 classes out there tonight. Obviously you can see the big gap of what is a smallish field tonight, and they've put a gap between the Group A and the Group B to give them a little bit of breathing space. I guess hoping for no incidents at the start of the race. Let's see what they can do. They will go through this little chicane and then we get underway. What a shot. They've just got themselves in order now, so I wonder if Keith Logan's dropped down to 20th place. I'm not sure what's happened there to Keith. But everyone else is coming through now. Jack Boyd will lead us away with Hobson alongside him. Safety car goes into the pit lane. We get ready for a start here for our first of 3 sprint races. 20 minutes on the board. There's the green light. We get underway. Pretty good start at the front. Jack Boyd and Hobson neck and neck in behind Patterson and Dutch. They go 3 wide as we head down to the first corner. Patterson having a big look. It'll tighten up his corner entry though. He needs to be careful on the exit that they don't pinch each other. The Group Bs have now got away. Well, actually they haven't got away yet. Big hold for Group B. They're being held back a long way. The Group A is already heading down the hill. Boyd leads Hobson and Patterson. as I'm just waiting for Wooten to come to the line to get them underway. We'll flick back and have a look at the Group B start. Here they go. So the checker flag waves for Group B. Not the checker flag, the green flag waves for Group B. A bit more of a pedestrian start. It's a huge field of Group B drivers. Look at that. Compared to Group A tonight, only 10 or 11 in the top Group A group. They've all got through pretty cleanly at this stage through turn 1. Let's go back to the Group A field because they're already up towards the top end of the circuit. It's a complete lap 1, and it is still Boyd leading Hobson by 0.3 of a second at this stage. So Jack Boyd, hasn't he been good in this series? Through 7 rounds. We didn't see last week. We had a week off last week, but Jack Boyd has been a force to reckon with, as we see Coleman a little bit further back now, making up a position or two, one at least up into a top 5 position ahead of Baker, Boyd, Ridley. Now Keith Logan did get back into the rear of the field here, but he's way off the pack. I wonder what happened there with Keith. He's got himself back in position, but he lost a lot of, I would say probably a quarter of the racetrack is how far he is behind the rest of the pack as Wooten comes through to lead the Group B across the line. Just as I flicked away on a different camera shot there, Andrew Dutch was going off the racetrack. He now appears on the grass in all sorts, so he needs to just settle the nerves. It is 3 races tonight, progressive grid, so you've got to try and just get yourself somewhere. If you fall back like that and have an incident, you've got to spend the rest of the night trying to get yourself back up into a respectable position. Back with Wooten leading Group B, and he's got Moroz right behind him, Seeger as well, really starting to apply the pressure on lap 2 of this race. Couple of hellos. Brad Woods says hey hey. Murph as well, hey hey. G'day to James, Graham, and everyone else tuning in. Scotty Baker says the MX5 lawn mowing service tonight in the 2016 car. Linus says good luck everyone as well. Ray Morgan's in the house, still unwell, but we'll be watching along. Hey Ray. Everyone else is tuning in. There's a good battle going on at the top, as always, between Boyd and Hobson. Let's have a look at the back of Jack Boyd. That's how close Hobbo 88 is right now to challenging for the lead. So he gets a good run through there. Look in the background, Caleb Patterson was out on the grass, all out of shape. Somehow managed to get it back in line. That could have been a huge moment for him. Now to the top of the hill they go. See the top 3 just starting to break away a little bit now. Patterson is the tail of this top 3. Keeping in check with these very, very quick series leaders. Jack Boyd trying to win this first one over Hobbo and get that first little tick in the book for tonight's racing. On the brakes into this chicane. That's where you turn left normally to go onto the GP track. We've got a curb cam down there. Check this out. The curb cam just shows how aggressive they are at leaping over the curbs down there. We might get it for the Group Bs when they come through. Where's Dutch now? Just coming onto the back straight. So we'll pick up the curb cam. Look at the gap already between there's Dutch and Logan further back. Group Bs only just coming around onto the back straightaway now. That's the distance between the top competitors. In fact, it's almost 38 seconds at this stage. But check this out. We'll go to the curb cam for our Group B. Wooten and Moroz, who continue to fight. Wooten goes through in the lead. Moroz, Seeger, Losh, then Canto will come through. Linus and Connors behind him. Greg Holmes, 19th place now. Gordon, Foster, Ellis, and Google down there in 23rd has made up 1 position. But they skip over there. They really belt the front end of the car over the curb there, and let's hope they can hold up. Lap 4 of 20 at the moment. About 1:18 it takes to get around a lap here at Donington. So we'll go time certain these races. We'll have to keep an eye on that for the white flag one to go. Back down to see who's going to get through here. Fastest lap of the race went to Owen Coleman. Previous lap with 1:18.0. So he's turning up the pace, trying to catch that top 3. The gap 1.9 between first place and 4th place. Coleman in the background there. You just see he's got a bit of a margin over Scott Baker as Hobson now does a new fastest lap with a 1:18 flat. Glenn Boyd and Ridley just in behind this top lead pack as well. So that's the top 7. Then there's a huge gap, almost 10 seconds back to Simon Joel Smith between 7th and 8th place. Boyd, Ridley, got a good run out of the exit there. Let's jump on board with him, see if we can chase down Glenn Boyd down this back straightaway. DRS for Formula 1 cars, no such thing in the MX-5s. Let's see Boyd just moving across to just make it a little bit less exciting for Carl Ridley to be able to nip down the inside there, just blocking the door a bit. Happening there, he just holds station for now. Further back there is a pass on between Mark Foster, Tyson Gordon and Graham Ellis in this little battle for 20th place, so fair way down the order. Jump on board with Graham Ellis, who chops the corner there. You see the revs really drop down. The MX-5 is trying to carry as much speed as you can up through the gears. Grabs another gear, nice quick shift. 1 seconds off the lead now, these Group B competitors. Oh, someone's gone deep there. That was Baker. Does he go into the fence? He was definitely, it was Foster. Did he get a bit of a touch there? He's gone straight ahead and he's ploughed straight into the fence. Unfortunately for Mark Foster, so we'll try and have a quick look at a replay on that one. He's gone back to the pits as well, so did he get a bit of a helping hand down at the end of the straight here? Let's have a look. So we'll have a look at the back, under brakes. Oh, did it all by himself, unfortunately, and watch this, bang into the fence. A bit of frustration there as well. Probably could have gone to the left and avoided that. But Mark Foster now back in the pits with an absolutely destroyed car, unfortunately, this first race. Boyd goes through, lap 7 of 20 now. Continues to lead by 0.6 of a second. Patterson all over the back of Hobbo, P2, and then they gapped well back in the rest of the field. This is Kyle Ridley just had a moment there because he's lost some momentum. He now drops further back as well. The sun's shining here on this partly cloudy English day. Further back in the field, Graham Ellis holding on here with Tyson Gordon. Oh, they go wheel to wheel through there. Ellis got a great run and he goes through. Gordon's dropped a couple of spots there. Now is he in the pits? No, just dropped 3 positions for the Taps TN racing car. Bit of an issue there for him. So Boyd, sideways for Boyd. Is that, that's lap car. It's Thompson actually just getting out of the way there. I thought it might have been one of the lead cars serving a slowdown, but nope. Luckily it was just a lap car doing the right thing, getting right out of the way of the leaders. So out in front, 0.3 of a second still between the top 3. The top 3 covered by 0.6. It's 3 by 3 there as they drift their way down the hill. Let's listen on board with Hobbo. So we'll go back to Group B once again. It's Group A, top 3 continue to fight. Brad Wooten has been pretty hard to stop in Group B. And he's got himself 0.4 of a second margin over Damien Seeger. WBT Racing, they've proved some fantastic racing over the last few weeks as well. He's laying under some pressure here from Moz, just tucked in behind, trying to get his way through. As we go through to start lap 9 for these Group B drivers. Darren Linus further back as well in 17th place, made up 1 position so far. Ahead of Anthony Connors and Greg Holmes running in 19th, ahead of Graham Ellis in the top 20. So there's a few little battles going here. This is Dave and Philip fighting over 21st place 7-2 racing in the KP Tech Racing entry. Having a bit of a jostle there for position. And wheel to wheel as well. Out of the corner, good job not to make contact there. But Wooten at the moment holding a couple of WBT cars at bay for this lead in this what could be a win here in Group A for the first, Group B for the first run of the night. Struggling to put a sentence together tonight. It's been another long day, as always. Out of words. Someone said to me, why don't you broadcast as much as you used to? I think that's the best way to put it. I'm out of words. Talk for 12 hours at work. Come here and happily sit in silence for the evening as we go wheel to wheel with the WBT drivers. Loshi in front by a whisker. And stays in front of Seeger, so they trade positions. The little smiling MX-5 there. That helps Brad Wooten continue just to hold the lead. His lead at the moment about 0.6 of a second. He'll be happy seeing these guys jostle in the mirrors. That'll just help him sneak away a little bit, keep out of trouble. Back to the lead meanwhile. Let's have a quick look at Boyd and Hobbo. It's a 2-horse race now. They've broken away from Caleb Patterson. Right on board with Jack Boyd. Into the pits, Bard Rodkin. Unfortunately, some issue with his car has forced him now to come in the pit. Down the hill, again lap 11 of 20, 13.5 minutes into this 20-minute first race of the night. So the gap between the top two is now down to 1/10 of a second. Similarly, we've got Losh and Moroz back in 13th, 14th. About a similar gap between them as well. Hobbo now looks to the inside. He shows the nose. Boyd leaves enough space. Hobbo's going to try and sneak his way up through here. And the lead on lap 11. So Hobbo 88. Has a go, can't get the job done. Boyd hangs on. So that's the first attempt he's made at going into the lead. Brenton Hobson. Will it be the last? I don't think so. We're going to see a lot more of that over the next 4 or 5 laps to finish this first race. Where will he set him up? It obviously didn't work through there. Look at the way he crashes once again over the curb. Hobson carries much better pace through this time. Down towards turn 1. The big dive down the inside of turn 1. Hobbo. Boyd leaves space once again. Nice clean driving by the two of them. Still comes out with Jack Boyd in front. I think Jack Boyd knows that. He's just got a hold line here, and it's a difficult circuit to overtake on. You can do those flashy little dives down the inside, but whether or not you can hang on, the faster line tends to be around the outside on some of those big sweeping corners as the lap car of Thorne gets out of the way nicely as the leaders go through. Further back in the pack, this battle between Wooten, Losh, Moroz and Seeger still raging hot for the top Group B drivers. And at this stage it's still Brad Wooten on top by 0.2 of a second, but it's a train behind him. A great train of cars. The leaders are at it again. On board with Boyd. 13, 16 minutes in. And Patterson's just staying within a second. He'll be hoping that these two in front make contact. So he's doing enough at the moment just to stay there. Now Hobbo right, glued to the bumper of Boyd down the hill. Let's see if he goes for that same move or he tries something maybe a little bit different. Just tries to break it up a little bit here maybe. Four wheels sliding through the corner. Let's jump on board with Hobbo. This is where he had a look. Previous lap at the top of the hill. Will he do it again? We've got a car off the track. I think it was Seeger. That other battle. This is where he has a go. Hobbo, he shows the nose once again to the inside. Doesn't get through. Will he try for that angle to the apex? Overtake at the top of the hill. No, not this time. Holds back, holds position. Keith Logan's moved his way up into 9th place now after starting well back off the lead group at the start of this race, so he's managed to catch up now within 42 seconds of the leaders. Trying to catch Andrew Dutch, who's further up the road, the Grindtech flooring racing car. He's got an 8-second gap back to Logan, so that should be enough to hold out for what I presume will be 2 more laps just as they cross the line. Your race leaders to start lap 15. We're just on 18.5 minutes to go, so they may get this and one more, I would say. Although I'll be well aware of that. He might try and make a move on this lap. Maybe he'll just try a little harder to make that move stick at the top of the hill. Seems to be the only place he really has a shot with the way Jack Boyd's covering his lines so well. Right on board, and let's see. Can he get it done? Seems a bit far back this time. Wonder if he's just holding back, trying to get a great exit onto the back straightaway out of this corner. He's really not close enough, is he? He's got a good run through there, but 3 or 4 car lengths back now. The tyres are probably starting to feel a little bit worse for wear as well. That's not going to be close enough. Jack Boyd looking very comfortable for a winning race one. He does have some traffic up ahead. They will get one more lap. So this is the view from on board. He can see, oh, he's been balked there by the Group B driver. Where's Hobbo in all that? Because that would have, I thought, helped Hobbo out, but Hobbo wasn't there to pounce on that little bit of misfortune for your race leader. In fact, Hobbo's almost going to get held up a little bit himself as he goes tight to the apex to get past the lap car. But 1 lap to go as we hit the 20-minute mark. I think Jack Boyd's going to run away with this now. It's pretty unstoppable further back. Kyle Ridley trying to get past Glenn Boyd, so the Boyds are under attack in this race. They've got Scott Baker in there as well, as they almost go 3 wide down the hill now. The gap at the front back to a second, so Jack Boyd looks like he's got it all wrapped up. And Caleb Patterson, after a fantastic start to the race, is in fact all over the back of Hobbo here. Can he get himself a P2? So Patterson trying everything here to get past Hobbo 88 onto the back straight for the last time. Jack Boyd in in the lead, going past some lap cars. We're right on board with him. And pretty comfortably goes up the middle of a couple of lap cars. One corner to go, slaps it over the curb, and he'll take the checker flag in race number 1. Jack Boyd, too good. An easy win for him in race number 1 over Brenton Hobson, who comes home second. Caleb Patterson gets a well-deserved third. Top 3 covered by less than a couple of seconds there. Owen Coleman comes through to take out 4th place, followed by Scott Baker, then Glenn Boyd, Ridley, Dutch. Keith Logan gets 9th. Simon Joel Smith rounding out your top 10. Let's go back to Lockyer. This is Group B. As we watch them come around to, well, up the top of the hill. They're still half a lap back, these guys, to fight towards the win in Group B. I'll tell you what, Wooten is falling back behind Wayne Losh now. Wayne Losh looking for a victory in race number 1. He's going to get pushed all the way. Wooten's going to get a good exit onto the straightaway, is he? Here we go. Wayne Losh goes defensive. Oh, there's a pile-up in the background between Canto and someone else. Here goes Wooten. Losh left the door wide open. Wooten has a look. He's not close enough. I think Wayne Losh, sorry, he's going to hang on here. He is he. So Loshie takes the win in race number 1 for Group B. Good effort. Wooten gets 2nd. Moz gets 3rd. So we'll get those results up for you shortly. And then we'll go straight through to race 2 here for the Roadster Rumble, round number 7.
Thanks, Glenn. That was a lot of fun.
So race 1 results up on the screen now. Jack Boyd confirmed your winner there by over a second. Back to Hobbo and Caleb Patterson, your top 3. If we look down to 11th outright, Wayne Losh, Brad Wooten and Moz, your top 3 in Group B. So good effort, good all-round driving there. Was a bit stretched out. I'm sure this next one will be a little bit different. They will grid straight up for race number 2 now. And Jack Boyd holds on to that pole position. Progressive grid. Hobson will be in 2nd with Patterson and Coleman. Then it's Baker and Boyd, Ridley, Dutch, Logan and Simon Joel Smith this time around at the top 10. Let's see if Keith Logan starts from 9th and doesn't drop back this time. Wayne Losh starts from 11th with Brad Wooten sitting beside him. That'll be a good run to turn 1. Moz and Seeger off the 7th row with Harrison and Linus, your top 16. Canto, Connors, Holmes and Paradiso down in 20th. And it's Gogol with Gordon, Ellis and Thorne, your top 24 as they roll away. 25th on the grid. Roberts, Walker, then Rodkin and Martindale, your 28th. Then Ferguson and Kennedy rounds out the top 30. Andrew Thompson, 31st, Mark Foster, and then Henry Fenson at the back of the grid for race number 2. So once again, a bit of a gap between Group A, Group B. Set just to give the field that breathing space. So we wait for the green now. There we are, we get a green light. We wait for the safety car to get out of the way. As soon as they get to that control line, iRacing says go, they can get going, of which they get going now. Once again, Caleb Patterson loves a quick start. He gets away, pushes right up to the back of Glenn Boyd. Hobbo's taken the outside line and he's done a really good job as well. He may sweep around into the lead of this race. Patterson hounding the back of Boyd. I thought for a second Patterson had gone around there, but he held on. Off he goes. Group B starts a little bit closer this time. Losh ahead of Wooten running down the hill. Moz and then Seeger as Hobbo puts some pressure on Jack Boyd up the hill side by side. Look at Coleman in the background as well, and Patterson almost getting together there. That was so close between them. And it's Owen Coleman now that's got himself up that position into 3rd. Baker's watching the back of this as well. We're on board with Scott Baker. Cars behind, cutting the corner, going across the grass, but Hobbo leads us in race number 2, lap 1. Good start by him. Also Coleman, who made up a spot. Andrew Dutch further back has made up a spot as well. A fantastic get-go. Let's listen over the curb cam. Hobbo to lead us over. So it's Hobbo racking up the first lap of this race. Group B, Losh still leading. There he is crossing the line. 12th outright. 9 seconds back off the lead, and Wooten in a bit of strife in second here. He's got pressure from Moz. Seeger's right behind him as well, putting some pressure on. Wheel to wheel down the hill. Let's get back to the lead though, because I'm expecting Jack Boyd to fire this back past Hobbo, at least try and get back into the lead at some early stage in this race. Next week being the last round of the Roadster Rumble, season 6. We take a break for a few weeks, organise the following season, which, if all goes to plan, kicks off mid-October. Hobson now down towards turn 1 in holding station. It was a new fastest lap for Jack Boyd. Now he goes to the lead. Will Hobbo try and hold this on the outside? He's run very wide through there. They go door to door down the hill. Jack Boyd in a pretty good position. There they go. Look at this. Owen Coleman's just in behind there as well, shadowing, watching every move that these two make. Hobson, can he be late on the brakes and hold the line? He does. Incredible racing. Jack Boyd, a lot of respect there as well for Hobbo, just to give enough room for him to slot back in. These Group A drivers, millimetre perfect through there. Hobbo's back into the car, once again complaining as he asks too much of it into the corner. Owen Coleman with a 3rd place gap at the moment, back to Scott Baker. Over a second, so looking very good at the moment for a podium tonight. Losh into 12th outright as well. He is holding position, but here goes Jack Boyd again. Has a look to the inside this time, and it gets right alongside Hobbo, and that should be a change of position. It is. So now Jack Boyd leads the race as we start lap 5. 5.5 minutes in. He's well, this is where he found himself in race 1. Very hard to overtake. Ray Morgan was pointing out there's nowhere for Hobbo to pass, and Jack won't make a mistake. He doesn't seem to make many errors, young Jack Boyd. Once he gets in the lead, he'll just whittle down the tyres of Brenton Hobson now and probably finish with a 1 second gap again. We'll wait and see. I don't want to discount Hobbo yet because he's got a lot of experience. He will never give up. He always says he loves coming here and racing in these next 5 races. pushes it to the limit. Meanwhile in Group B, I just noticed that Moz now leads from Losh and Wooten. So Moz having his time out in front now for the Simworx.com car. Although I think Losh has just got a much better exit and may overtake him, and does so. So Wayne Losh now goes back up into the lead of Group B. There's an 18.2, new fastest lap of the race, out in clear air for Jack Boyd, showing the speed he's got underneath the hood. His little 2016 MX-5 Cup car. Go back through the field now, trying to find a few little battles to watch. That was a sideways moment for Ray Harrison. I think he's just gone off into the grass. He'll drop back now, 17th position. And further up though, Wayne Losh still leads Moz for the lead of this Group B race. Let's go down further down the order though. We'll go through in a backwards order from Bard Rodkin. 30th place, Anthony Connors is ahead of him in 29th. Then Greg Holmes, further up the road, 28th. Stephen Kennedy is being tracked down by Holmes now. Then it's Jamie Walker, Dave Gogol and Graham Ellis in a fight with Andrew Roberts in 23rd place. Then Mark Foster ahead of him. Had that big crash earlier tonight. Billy Martindale, 21st, chasing down this man, Ben Ferguson, 20th place. Then inside the top 20, John Thorne, 19th. Phillips in 18th, behind I should say, Ray Harrison, who's in 17th. Darren Linus just in front of him. Canto still running in the top 15. He'll want to try and grab the back of this Seeger-Wooten battle as we get another new fastest lap of the race for Jack Boyd, but Seeger, Wooten 13th. Nose to tail at the moment. They're trying to chase down Moz and Wayne in Group B, who have streaked ahead. You can see the two of them. There's Wayne on your screen now, Moz just behind him. Meanwhile, Caleb Patterson jumps over the curves there. He may have to give that position back. Not sure if you'll get a slowdown for that. Quite often you do if you cut a bit too much of that final curb. I think he's got away with it. So this is the battle at the moment for 8th, 9th and 10th. Keith Logan in this little battle, chasing down Kyle Ridley as well. So, yeah, good effort. Jump on board for a lap with Keith. Sound up. Logan 10th place now as Scott Baker goes into the pits. In fact, Logan will go up to 9th with his teammate now in the pits. Once again, Boyd a second clear, almost 7/10 it is clear of Brenton Hobson. So Hobson doesn't seem to have a reply around this circuit at the moment. Glenn Boyd having a better second race now, up into fourth. He's made up a couple of positions. So Andrew Dutch just behind him, up 3 spots into fifth as well. So both these drivers having a great second race tonight. Henry Fenson saying, have a good streak, mate. I think he did correct himself to stream. I guess that's the one thing about commentating sim racing. You could be having a streak right now, no one would know the difference. As we watch the lead drivers, Boyd, Hobson, Coleman in top 3, across the line now to start lap 10. 12 minutes in. Let's have a look at one of our long shots here to show how gapped out it is when they come around turn 1. There's your top 3. Owen Coleman back in fourth there with Dutch, currently 4.2 seconds off the lead. Simon Joel Smith, who's just been quietly going well tonight, up 4 spots in this second race, into 6th place now. And Patterson, Ridley, Logan, and Moroz top 10. Moz still leading Group B, the 767 Simworx racing car. Got to be happy with that performance so far tonight, and if he can continue with this progressive grid, he may even see himself well, taking a clean sweep of the round. So Hobbo back into the lead. Just when I said he doesn't have an answer for him, he sneaks back through. Brenton Hobson here on lap 11, fighting away. He took 4 tenths out of Boyd on the previous lap, 2 tenths before that. Maybe he was just cooling the tyres. Now he is fired up and ready to try and take a win tonight. Brenton Hobson. Owen Coleman doing everything in his power to try and stay with him. But they're pretty consistent, low 118 laps, lap after lap, these drivers. Everyone outside the top 3 in the 19s, consistently mid-19s. So it goes to show the skills, the speed they've got. Absolutely out of this world, these two. So Hobbo's going to lead this one, but Boyd's not giving up. Look at the aggressive way he points the nose to the apex again, turns in nice and early, gets an overlap. We'll try and use the lap car to help him here. Squeeze between them, they do. A bit of side drafting down the back straight away, and he should be in front under brakes, and he does. Boyd back into the lead. All 4 wheels leaping over the curb there. Hoppo goes to the outside straight away, trying to combat that back. But wow, good little serve and return there between Jack Boyd and Hobson, who goes up around the outside, late turn in. So hard to get that turn in right here at Donington, especially when you've got a car beside you as well. Now the run down the hill, how good was his exit? Hobbo within half a car length. Let's jump on. This has helped Coleman close right up underneath the rear bumper bar of Hobson as well. Now there's Coleman. He's also just taking chunks of time out of these top 3 while they battle. We'll be enjoying this. Hopefully you're enjoying it too. Hello, anyone out there enjoying it? Say good day. Where's everyone watching from tonight? Anyone from Russia? Anyone from Cuba? Anyone from Orange, Parks, Molong? Here goes again, Hobson. Ray's watching between us and Twitch. Hobbo's Twitch, yeah. He live streams all his races. It's pretty entertaining. It's good to get that first person perspective sometimes if you're interested. Hobbo88 over at Twitch. Does a lot of cool work over there as he looks once again to the inside. Not close enough that time to commit to the overtake, but the eyes would have lit up there for Jack Boyd as he saw his mirrors go black and blue for a moment. He lives on. So 16 minutes, we should get 3 more laps in this race. Glenn Boyd still holding on to 4th. And 5th is Dutch Simon Joel Smith, still in 6th place. Graham Ellis in the pits, unfortunately. So is Tyson Gordon. Both those drivers look to be out of this second race tonight. John Thorne. Oh, backwards onto the track, almost into the path of Martindale, I think it was. So that was close. Oh, still got to be careful with the free entry there. A couple of drivers diving out of the way. That was an exciting little moment. It's a very damaged car. Now the gap out to half a second again between Boyd and Hobson at the front. Meanwhile, Group B, still Wayne Losh, WBT Racing leading this from Moz now. Brad Wooten can only manage 3rd at this stage. He's got Seeger for company. Quite close together, the top 4 in this Group B race. Much smoother sounding 2010 MX-5 Cup car. How's Ray Harrison doing, you ask? Ray Harrison's down in 19th place at the moment. There he is. With a bit of a modification to the front left-hand side of his car, which I'm not sure his panel beaters would be very happy about. It's a bit of work after this race, that's for sure. Running pretty clear there, about a second clear of Mark Foster, and about 6 seconds behind 18th place Martindale. As we come into the last couple of laps now, we should get, I think, 2 more, in fact. We'll get 2 more laps. They slide their way in again. Jack Boyd leads. Hobson sideways behind him. So 2 to go as they cross the stripe. Lap 15. 1 more race to go after this one as well. New Monday Night Roadster Rumble racing. Don't forget, Racehorse TV looking for some commentators. If you want to commentate, basically I don't want to commentate anymore. So if there's people out there that want to come and commentate whilst I do production, hit me up. It's a paid gig, not a lot of money, but better than nothing. And if you want to be a part of the Racehorse TV team, so it's not just me, get in touch via Facebook. Just message this page. Plenty of nights to be had of you speaking your love for motor racing. As we watch Jack Boyd should come through and get the white flag 1 to go. He's once again got lap traffic. Didn't seem to phase him in race 1. This time it may help Hobbo. In fact, Coleman as well might get a bit of a run on both of them here shortly. They're within 2.5 tenths, all the top 3. Once again to the outside, Hobson goes the long way around. Doesn't seem to work for him out there. He's tried it a few times now. Run down the hill. Wayne Losh still holding on to Group B by the skin of his teeth here. Moz and then Wooten tucked in behind. Behind them further, you've got Damien Seeger with a lap to go. They're side by side as well. So that's going to go down to the wire. As we go back to your race lead up the hill, they're cutting their way through traffic. Boyd still leads Hobson and Coleman. And Hobson, 1 more shot at this. I don't think he's close enough. He's 2 car lengths off the back of Jack Boyd. This is Just got to be a little bit careful here with the lap cars, but should be 2 from 2 at this stage. Then got the chicane to go, and he'll get it done. So once again, Jack Boyd in control of race number 2 tonight. Will lead Brenton Hobson across the line to take a win. Owen Coleman comes home in 3rd place. Good drive ahead of Glenn Boyd. Andrew Dutch will get 5th tonight. Simon Joel Smith 6th. Then it's Kayla Patterson coming home for a lonely 7th. Ridley 8th. Logan 9th. Losh will get 10th. And P1 in Group B. So good performance for Loshy ahead of Wooten. He's on fire, this WBT racing driver tonight. Wayne Losh hard on the brakes. 1 corner to go. And there goes your checker flag. So congratulations, another Group B win for Wayne Losh tonight. Crosses the line ahead of Wooten, and Moz takes the well-deserved 3rd place. They raced hard in the Group B tonight. That was fantastic. We'll get the results up shortly. We'll come back for our final race very, very soon here, live on Race Stars TV. Alright, so the results for our second race tonight coming up on your screen right now. Overall results with Jack Boyd, Hobson and Coleman, your top 3 in Group A. Wayne Losh, Wooten and Moroz, your top 3 in Group B. As you can see down the bottom there, 10th, 11th and 12th outright. Some good racing to be had right down the field. As you can see further down the results to your favourite drivers, all the way down to 31, 32 and 33. Henry Fenton, unfortunately, not with us tonight. He's in the server but not racing. I'll be back with you shortly for race number 3. Warm-up finishes for the gap between race 2 and 3 as we now go to the grid for race number 3, our final race for this evening here from Donington Park Racing Circuit. This is how they will line up. In the feature race tonight, it will be Jack Boyd from pole. Brenton Hobson will start alongside him. These two have been rivals all night tonight, all series. Who can come out for the final win. Owen Coleman starts from 3rd on the 2nd row with Glenn Boyd alongside him. Then it's Andrew Dutch and Simon Joel Smith in top 6. Caleb Patterson, Kyle Ridley and Keith Logan out 9th place on the grid. Wayne Losh with the top Group B driver tonight in 10th after a good performance in race 2. Out of Brad Wooten and Moz on that 6th row of the grid. Out of 13th is Seago with Canto, then it's Baker and Martindale, Harrison and Paradiso. Greg Holmes into 19th there ahead of Dave Gogol. Starts from 20th, and it's Ben Ferguson. Mark Foster starts from 22nd with Anthony Connors and Andrew Roberts out of 24th on the grid. 25th will be James Walker with John Thorne. Rodkin starts from 27th. Kennedy will be out of 28 with Linus and Graham Ellis in the top 30. Tyson Gordon, Andrew Thomason and Henry Fenson at the back of the grid. Not sure he's racing, but his name's there. Let's see how we go. We get rid of the music and watch Jack Boyd lead us around, getting set for a start here for the final race of the evening. Damien says hard track to pass on. It's funny, isn't it? I'm thinking at MX5 this would be one of the easier tracks to pass on, but from what we've seen tonight, it definitely is really, really tight to pass on. Righto, here we go. Let's get set to go racing. Wait for the green light. The Group A's at the front, the Group B's at the back. Jack Boyd and Hobson, Coleman and Boyd. There's your green light. We should be getting away about now. The revs will rise in these MX5s, and once again you see that grey car of Patterson poke his way out, trying to make as much advantage as he can off the start. Group B in the background get away well with Losh leading that pack, but down through turn 1 on the outside. Hobbo fighting down the hill to try and get track position. Brenton Hobson, I think he's done it too. He sweeps through into the lead of this race. Will Jack Boyd send it down the inside? He doesn't. In behind, they concertina up a little bit there. Keith Logan at the back goes wide. His teammate Baker goes through. And close racing between these guys. Once again, Baker side by side with Simon Joel Smith. Goes through, his teammates trying to go with him. So Baker's made up a couple of spots now into 8th position off the start there. Good job. Hobson leads though by half a car length. Hobson, Boyd, Coleman, Patterson, Boyd, Dutch, top 6, Ridley, Baker, Logan and Harrison. Rounding out the top 10, Losh still leads Group B, ahead of Simon Joel Smith in Group A, and then Wooten Group B running 2nd in class, 13th outright. Dylan Cantor running 3rd in class at the moment. Brenton Hobson leading the first 2 laps. Pretty happy with that start. Can he go on with it? Is he taking too much out of the tyres early on these 20-minute sprint races? They tend to wiggle around and swerve around a little bit more when the tyres do overheat. Someone who's not having that issue, Wayne Losh, comfortably ahead of Brad Wooten at the moment, 1.2 seconds. We've got a couple of cars around there. Baker's one of them. And Baker's gone off. I think the other one was Ray Harrison. So he's also now gone off the track and tries to bring it back on. Goes for a little extra spinny spin. Looking almost into the back of him, slams it over the curb again. Holding on to 3rd, he goes Patterson now. Glenn Boyd not too far behind this lead pack, having his own battle with Dutchy as Boyd now goes fastest once again. That's eclipsed by Patterson, who does a 1:18.3 to go fastest of the race. Ridley tucked in behind as well in the Frog Leap Juice Racing car. Huge gap then back to Keith Logan in 8th place. Simon Joel Smith, Wayne Losh, then Group B are all together, and they're in a huge, big, long freight train. So it's Losh, Wood and Canto, the top 3 in Group B. Let's jump on board with Dylan Canto, who sits right in behind Brad Wood. Doesn't get any closer than that. In fact, let's ride on board with Visor Cam for half a lap or so. On board with Dylan Canto. Hard in your fastest lap of the race. Andrew Dutch turning the speed up. Robson still leads. Here goes Owen Coleman now, trying to get past Jack Boyd. That was close. Caleb Patterson only 2/10 off the back of this pack as well. In fact, this is the closest we've seen all night as far as the top pack staying together, which is what we want to see. So far, so good. Bit of contact there as they get close together. Still though, Hobson leads lap 4 into lap 5. Don't forget tomorrow night, F3A kicking off the brand new season. And improved production car Wednesday night here on Race Stars TV. Apologise, we missed a couple of rounds of the sports sedans to finish up the series. Low turnout, so we decided not to broadcast those rounds. We have 4 wide here. This will be interesting. Coleman gets involved. He wants to get himself up into the lead. Hobson shuts the door, and they're still fighting at the front. This is, like I said, the closest we've seen. Glenn Boyd gets the bird's eye view of this happening in front of him as well as they go 2 by 2 down the hill. Andrew Dutch watching at the back. Let's hope they keep this clean, because this is what we want to see. Fantastic close wheel-to-wheel racing in the MX-5s with Hobbo, Boyd, Patterson at the front. Hobbo's got the outside line, almost contact there between them. So close. Wow. Attacks again down into the braking zone. Hobbo goes back to second, right up on the curb. Hobbo holds position. Good fight. Now he's got to try and move to the right hand side of the track, but Boyd's got the nose in there. Patterson and Boyd, the other Boyd now getting to be part of the action. Glenn Boyd wants to be up there with his son, so here we go. It's on between these two, and look in the background, 3 wide again. Coleman, Boyd and Patterson. Oh, it's going to be tight. They pinch together. They almost hit doors. So close as Hobbo goes back into the lead momentarily. I think Jack will hold the inside line and retake the lead, although Hobbo hangs it on the outside. Good commitment through there for Brenton. And here comes Caleb Patterson. He says, I'll have a piece of this action. He jumps on the inside now. We're on board with Caleb Patterson. And that is as close as you want to get. Somehow Hobbo hangs onto the lead. Wayne Losh still leading Group B. And he's got a pretty good lead as well. So we'll stay with this Group A battle whilst the intensity is up there and whilst it's pretty exciting. So here we go again. Take 10. Jack Boyd. Hobbo side by side through the final chicane. Surely Caleb Patterson's going to get a run sooner or later on both these guys. You can see him trying to go the long way around. He got a pretty good run, in fact, through the chicane. It's 3 wide. It's 3 by 3 almost as we go into turn 1 again. Patterson just backs out slightly. He's got the long way around. In fact, Dutch will go down the inside and maybe sneak a position off him. So Hobson leads Boyd, Patterson, Dutch, and then Boyd. That's all going to change again in a second. Let's jump on board with Glenn Boyd here because he's going to have a pretty good view of this melee down the bottom of the hill. He turns in. Owen Coleman just in front of him. Wow. Intensity up for another 11 minutes without someone getting crashed out of this race. Boyd dives through again to take the lead. Hobbo hangs in there as he has every other time. And Patterson this time goes to the right hand side of the track. He wants to find a way through here. He's going to push Jack Boyd. Hopefully not unsettle him. Now they back out of the throttle. We've got a lap car up ahead as well. This could play into it. That's Andrew Dutch, who's just got alongside Patterson there as they run down the hill. The lap car gets out of the way. Nice job by whoever that was. Hobson remains in the lead, only for the next couple of seconds, I reckon. Here he goes. Oh, how sideways are they all through there? Out on the dirt as well was Patterson. Here he goes. He's just waiting to pick up the scraps. Caleb Patterson, Patterson Racing. Grey MX-5. Talk about turning it on for the last race. First two were, well, let's say they weren't the most exciting two races. This third one, they have turned up the heat. Boyd leads. Boyd back out in front. Can he try and run away and get build a bit of a gap now? We'll go back and have a look at Group B for a moment. We haven't given them much love in this final race, but there's a 1.4 second gap between the race leader of Group B, Wayne Losh, and Brad Wooten in second place. Running third in class, Damien Seeger as well, who's not too far behind. So lap 11, it's just watching Martindale and Canto back in 17th, 18th, Phillips just behind them. David, we'll go back to that front battle because it's still heating up here, especially Dutch. He's got himself up into third now. Coleman and Patterson just dropped back a little bit with the clutches of Kyle. Then Boyd's back in seventh as well. Boyd still out in front. He's got a heap of lap cars up the road though. How will this play into Hobbo's hands? Can he time this right for an overtake? They do well. They jump out of the way, but they're going to have to still scoop between a couple of them towards the end of the straight here. It's Bard Rodkin running in 24th place. He's going to be right on the apex as Boyd comes out of the turn. Where's Hobbo? So they tell you what, there's a fair bit of damage. Right hand side of Jack Boyd's car, which I just noticed then as the windscreen wipers come on again for Boydie. Hobbo drives down the inside. There's no damage at all on Hobbo's car, but definitely big scuff on the side of Boyd's. Ray saying Jack got belted by a lap car. There you go. Looks like he did. 16 minutes in, 3 to go. Maybe 3.5 laps to go. Still nothing separating Boyd and Hobson. I'm watching back a little bit further at this man, Glenn Boyd and Kyle Ridley. Kyle got a great exit that time out onto the pit, onto the back straight. Jump on board with Kyle. He's got a lap car to his inside as well. That's a little bit dangerous, but he gets through nicely. Glenn in front, slams over the curves, holds on to fifth. Oh, much better exit for Kyle through there. He might get a run around the outside here on Glenn Boyd, which he will. Good overtake. Sweeps across his nose and says thank you very much. Meanwhile at the front, almost 3 wide again as we head down the hill. Hobson back into the lead. This time positions the car well on the right hand side of the track, which will give him the inside line down the bottom of the hill. If he can keep the momentum up, he should swing in there. Oh wow, that's close. Jack Boyd hangs it around the outside, says thank you very much. Welcome aboard the Jack Boyd train. Tickets please. Great run. There is the top 3. They have now broken away from everyone. Fantastic. Across the line with Boyd back in front, back further. Losh still leading Group B. Have a look at that gap in a second. Here it is. So Group B, Wooten's within 2/10 now, so he's closed the margin down. And Seeger still holding on to third in Group B. Down the hill, side by side, the leaders. Once again, this time it's Boyd on the inside, Hobson on the outside. Roll reversal from the previous lap. And Hobbo now hang it up the hill. Got to be careful. Dutchy's all over them here in P3. He wants this. Andrew Dutch, can he get himself a win tonight? Any contact between these leaders with only a couple of laps to go now would see Dutch sneak through and take the top step of the podium. So he's just got to be able to hang in there, be patient, maybe hope for that little bit of contact. Pretty rare from the caliber of Boyd and Hobson to get in amongst it and hit doors, but you just never know when you're racing this close. Could be a bit of net code, could be just a simple mistake, but Dutch giving himself every opportunity to take a win tonight. This is great. Oh, Boyd once again over the curb, Hobson sideways. Wow. Looking back from Boyd's car, there is Dutch. closing up, 2 to go. Oh, Boyd must have got a slow down there. I think he has. Jack Boyd's had to get out of the throttle. This could give Hobson the win. Boyd had to bleed out of the throttle. He's dropped him back now into third, and about 7/10 he lost in that little moment of mistake. So that's heartbreaking for Boyd. It was a big leap over the curb. We head up the hill. Hobson, Dutch, Boyd, Coleman, Ridley, Boyd, Joel Smith, Logan, Baker and Wooten, your top 10. Will that be the checker flag or 1 to go? It's right on the 20-minute mark, and we get 1 to go. So, how's that? Extra lap required tonight. And Brenton Hobson has got the lead at 1 second. Dutch has dropped back there. In fact, Dutch has gone off the track. Unfortunately, stuck it in the fence. So what was going to be a fantastic podium for Dutch is going to end up out of the top 10 at this race. It's a long way to back onto the grass, and you can see there goes Baker, and I think Coleman's going to go through as well. Wooten will be just behind, so yeah, he's going to drop back into the clutches of the Group B drivers. Sadly, there for Dutch. So Hobson, he hasn't got far to go, less than half a lap to go, and this will be a fantastic win to round out another night of MX5 racing here for the Roadster Rumble from Donington. And he has put on a good class of racing tonight with Jack Boyd. You've got to feel for Jack Boyd. That slowdown robbed us of what would have been a fantastic run to the checker flag between these two, but still take nothing away from Brenton Hobson. Hobbo 88 takes the checker flag and wins race number 3, the final race for this evening here at Donington Park. Jack Boyd gets second. Oh, Ridley going to come home in third. Frog Leap Juice Racing on the podium. Well done. And Glenn Boyd gets fourth ahead of Simon Joel Smith. Keith Logan, top 6 finish. Great performance by him tonight ahead of his teammate Scott Baker. Coleman and Brad Wood coming through to take line honours for Group B tonight. What a great performance for Woots ahead of Losh and Patterson. That's your results for tonight. We'll get the full results up shortly, and then we will go and head across for some chats with some of the drivers before we wrap it up here tonight on Race Stars TV for the Roadster Rumble. There's your race winner, Brenton Hobson. Wave run performance, Synergy Sim Racing driver Group A with a win. Just waiting for the race results to be made available from iRacing, then we'll put them up on the screen. Hobbo brings it down. Will we get some donuts tonight from Hobbo? We'll wait and see. Pretty hard to do in these MX5s. He'll try though, surely. Wheel on the grass to get it spinning. Oh! That's all we got. That's all she wrote, folks. Right, we'll go down to the booth now and see if we can grab some drivers. Who we got standing by? We got a couple of them heading in for a chat now as Hobbo lights it up. He puts on a show. See if we can get Ridley and Boyd in first of all. We'll get Kyle for Congratulations, Kyle, mate. P3 tonight in the final race. Good performance, man, and to be fighting up there with the likes of Hobson, and boy, that must have felt exciting. Got you there, mate.
Hey, you got me now. I'm so sorry, I had it on mute.
That's all right. No, I got you now. I could see you lighting up, but nothing was coming through. So, yeah, good job, mate.
Yeah, thanks. What I was saying was it's, always get the front row seat of their battles for my cockpit, so it was good to, just to pick up the pieces when a few boys spun and had a hard old fight with Glenn, and we know home, got to finish to get the podium, and I was the one that did it, so pretty happy.
Yeah, good to watch, man. And it was such a tight battle between the top 6 or 7 cars in that final race especially. It's a tricky track to overtake on as well, we found out tonight.
Yeah, it can be very difficult to not only overtake, but make it stick. Yeah, very, very difficult at times.
Well, great driving. Jack, P2 tonight, but a great couple of wins as well. Congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you. It was a tricky track to pass at, that's for sure. So first race was a bit boring, but I think we all sort of learnt where the spots where you can pass, and I think that last race me and Hobbo were side by side for like 6 laps or something, so it was really good for that. Fortunately I got taken out by a lapper, which sort of took a bit of top speed off my car, but yeah, all in all, still a good night of racing, and really enjoyed it.
Yeah, and Hobbo, mate, we did see lap after lap of side by side racing. What were your thoughts there, trying to find a way through here at Donington? I saw you try the inside, then you'd try the outside. What was the thought process tonight?
The thought process was, I want it over with. I hate this place with all my heart. I'm not a fan of Donington in any car that I've ever been in here before, but tonight was not a lot better. Jack was just supreme. I could not pass him. He'd just drive straight back past me, or at least get side by side if I got in front of him, and then it'd take me 5 laps to try and even get close to making a move on him. He was really good tonight and really deserved all 3 wins. I was pretty frustrated, actually, just stuck there. I was able to stick with him, but not good enough to get past, and then he could sort of just drive straight up next to me when he was behind. So I was very fortunate, like he said. He was very unlucky in that last race. But again, it's good night's racing. It's always a good night's racing in the Mazdas. It's hard to complain.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to watch. So let's do some thank yous, starting with you, Brenton, with the win tonight in the 3rd race.
Well, thanks to the team, SSR, all the guys in it, and of course to Jack as well again tonight, another cracking race, and the other guys who ran up the front there all night. It was really good. A few people getting up at the pointy end. It was good fun. Obviously to Greg and all the team that run the series, put in all the effort, the sponsors attached to it, and of course yourself for the broadcast.
Thanks, mate. And Jack, P2, who would you like to thank, mate?
Just thanks to Hobbo, always really good racing. This is probably the best way to work on your racecraft, so yeah, thanks to him. Thanks to Greg and the team, yourself, and just Palms and Simworx as always. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, I did say throughout the race that you guys just have so much trust in each other to be able to go side by side like that, which is great to watch, so well done. Kyle, P3, who would you like to thank, mate?
I just want to echo the thoughts of the two guys before, Greg and all that. It's good, always good to be here and whatnot, and yourself, good job. And of course my team, Fog Leap Juiced Racing.
Fantastic, man. Well done. All right, that's your top 3 for Group A. Congratulations, guys. We'll grab in the Group B drivers now, and we'll get, first of all, Brad Wooten. Congratulations, mate, on the win tonight.
Thanks, buddy. I didn't get all the wins, but yeah, just got the one. The fuel was really tight for me this race, so the first couple of races I didn't realise in the first race. But yeah, I had to, halfway through the race, I was thinking I'm going to run out of fuel, so I had to really back it off. And then in the second race, I couldn't quite figure it out, but I finally got it in the last race.
Yeah, great racing, man. And obviously the Group B guys sitting back there, just knocking around. Sometimes there's some pretty tight battles. Other times you've just got to, I guess, monitor your own fuel and tyre wear and just make sure you're hitting your own sectors, which it sounds like you're doing there with that bit of a gap over Wayne.
Yeah, in the last race, I still had to keep behind him and just watch the fuel, watch the sectors, try and stay close enough so that I knew, come probably 2 or 3 minutes left in the race that I could really try and floor it then and try and pass him. So.
Yeah, the WBT guys giving everyone a good push along tonight. It's good to watch. And Wayne, that's you, mate. Great racing.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I'll have to send Brad a bill for the towing him around so he had enough fuel to pass me at the end of the race. But no, it was good fun tonight. Actually, to get a win over Brad was pretty good too. So race 1 and 2, that's a rare thing. But no, I had a good night. Really enjoyed it.
Fantastic job. And Greg, mate, on the podium for our series organiser. Well done, buddy.
Yeah, thanks, Luke. That's the first one in nearly 6 completed seasons. So very happy to take that. Bad luck to Damo that blew his trans with I think 2 laps to go, because there was no way I was ever going to catch him. But no, it's I love that track. So I was very happy to grab a 3rd in the last race.
No, good job, mate. So let's go through the top 3 in Group B. Do some thank yous, starting off with you, Brad.
Yeah, just yourself, mate, for the race. Greg, Wayne, and Damo for all the stuff you do behind the scenes at Roadster Rumble. And that's about it, mate. And everyone for turning up tonight.
Awesome. Wayne, in WBT Racing, who would you like to thank, mate?
Yeah, Simworx, Palmer's, Greg. Normally doesn't get to hear us say it directly. But no, mate, and you for putting on the broadcast. It's always fun to go and watch it after the race.
Thanks, mate. And then finally, our series organiser, who would you like to thank, Greg?
I obviously all the series sponsors who do a fantastic job of supporting us. The boys have mentioned most of them over the weeks, but I want to put out a special thank you tonight to both Lockyer and Damo for the work they've put in over the last probably they've been there the whole time, but especially the last 4 to 6 weeks. They've really helped me out a lot and got me back to enjoying my racing again. So to those 2 boys, I just really want to say thank you. And also a shout out to Anthony Connors, who does all of the race incidents. And as you can imagine, some weeks that's not a great task.
Yeah.
And of course to you as well, Luke, for putting on a fantastic show every week.
Thanks, mate. Anthony only one position off a podium too, so he did well tonight.
He was my wingman tonight. He threatened the rest of the group that if anybody tried to pass him, he was going to deal with them. So no, he does a fantastic job as well.
Very good. All right. Well done tonight to all our competitors, and yeah, it's good to see some tight racing. Obviously, Group A had a cracker final race there with the top 7. Nothing in it, 3 wide, more times than you can count, and then obviously Group B as well. Plugging away back there, some good battles to see. So well done to everyone tonight. Thanks, Greg, for all your hard work, man, and we'll see you all next week for the finale, isn't it, next week?
Yes, final round next week from Fuji, which should be exciting. 2 30-minute races next week, Luke. We've done away with the 1-hour race, so it'll be 2 30-minute races next week.
Sounds good, mate. All right, lock it in. We'll see you next Monday night for the Roadster Rumble.
Thanks, Luke.
Thanks, Luke.
Cheers, boys. All right, that's it for tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in, and a good win to Brenton Hobson there, but take nothing away from Jack Boyd, who got a couple tonight. He was very exciting, good to watch. See you tomorrow night for F3A, and Wednesday night Improved Production. We'll be here a couple more nights this week. Take care, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. My name's Luke. This is Race Stars TV. Good night.